House. No, not the Japanese House from the 70s, and no, definitely not Dr. House. Released December 6th, 1985. Directed by Steve Miner, the man behind Friday the 13th Parts 2 and 3, as well as Halloween H2O. Written by Ethan Wiley, who also wrote a no doubt craptacular Children of the Corn 4 from a story by Fred Decker, who is the writer of Night of the Creeps as well as The Monster Squad. It was produced by Sean S. Cunningham, creator of Friday the 13th, and starring William Katt and George Wendt, better known as Norm from Cheers, and, long credits here, features the legendary Kane Hodder as the stunt coordinator. A grocery boy shows up to this house, but unfortunately the old lady who lives there is found swinging. So sad. It turns out this lady is the aunt of writer Roger, played by William Katt. He's out at a book signing when he reveals his next book is about his experiences in Vietnam. Fans are disappointed, which at the time, it's like, okay, sure. But now, hell, I'll read a book about some soldier's experience in Vietnam, 100%. In a flashback inside the house, Roger's kid goes missing. His wife Sandy, played by Kay Lenz, is also there. And there's a lot of mystery surrounding that because the kid is there, then the kid is gone, then the kid appears in the pool, and then when he jumps in to save his kid is gone. So, a lot going on. Roger decides to keep the house where his kid disappeared and even sleeps in his kid's bed, which, honestly, little weird. If my child went missing on a certain property, I wouldn't want to go anywhere near there. Harold, played by George Wendt, is the neighbor and immediately starts bashing the aunt as a crazy old woman, but then, in comedic fashion, changes his tune and when he finds out that Roger is her nephew, and, shocker, he is also Roger's biggest fan. Roger starts seeing his possibly dead kid and is then attacked by a monster in the closet, and the monster itself looks freaky as hell. It's like a giant blob kind of a thing and like kind of has like multiple faces all over it. It's kind of cool. Then getting in full army gear, there's a humorous moment of him like jumping down the stairs and rolling out the house, which Harold witnesses. And, you know, it's a humorous moment. I don't know if it's necessarily meant to be, but it comes off as funny. In trying to capture the monster with literally a million cameras like he has set up in that room, and he tries to open the door is empty, but then Harold shows up with a midnight snack like a stalker, and Roger then decides to explain what's going on. Harold is like, okay, gets the hell out of the house, and I don't blame him. Roger's sounding a little crazy. He then steals Roger's address book like a psycho to call Sandy. Not only a stalker, but a tattletale. More weird shit happens in the house, like a giant taxidermied fish coming to life, and tools from the shed just start flying at Roger, and it's like, whew, this is getting dangerous. Sandy shows up, but wait, it's not Sandy. It's this big, like, monster thing. Roger then blasts it with 2 shotgun shells, but wait, it is Sandy. He just killed his wife. Damn! He hides the body before the cops show up, of course, but then they're immediately cool with him just chilling on his porch with a gun when they find out that he's a famous writer. It's like, these cops fucking suck, man. Like, take the gun. They do. But there is a funny moment of a cop saying, I hate to ask, but... To which Roger responds, oh, yeah, let me get a pen. Excuse me, assuming the guy wants an autograph. But then the cop finishes, can I use your bathroom? It's kind of dumb, but it's funny. The cops leave, and the body where he hid it is gone. But then it appears upstairs with the shotgun the cops took and bashes Roger over the head with it. But don't worry, Roger gets it back. He opens the door where he was hiding the flying tools, and the tools take the monster out, including cutting its head off. It's like, all right, solid, good job. In trying to bury the body, There is a random woman in the pool. Turns out it's the hot neighbor who lives like across the street, and the aunt used to let her use the pool. The aunt is dead. Don't you think you could have, asked the current occupant if you can use the pool instead of just randomly showing up? Though, speaking of showing up, she shows up again later with her child. And there's a funny moment of the monster hand attaching itself to the kid, so Roger has to chase the kid to get it back, and he bites it off the kid's back and spits it out in the toilet and flushes it down the toilet. It's this massive hand. It's 3 times the size of my hand, but still somehow flushes down the toilet. So ultimately, she leaves, and leaves the kid with Roger to babysit. A man she literally just met. I know this is the mid-'80s, and people were probably more stupidly trusting back then, but it's you just met this man. A tug of war ensues for the kid between Roger and 2 monsters in the chimney. Roger wins, but then he proceeds to give this kid that he's only just met a bath. This is weird. Later, he tricks Harold, come over under the guise of watching a movie, and he's like, oh yeah, we're totally going to shoot a raccoon that happens to be hiding in the closet here. No, it's actually the monster. Harold hits the monster with the harpoon, which has, of course, a giant string on it. It hooks, what's his name, Roger, and drags him back to Vietnam. Later, again, he goes back down into the rabbit hole back to Vietnam, where he finds his kid alive, just locked up in a cage. He rescues him, they jump in a river, and then they emerge in the pool in the backyard. But then, zombie soldier. Giant zombie soldier just shows up at the front door. It's the guy from his platoon. Appears as a zombie because Roger wouldn't kill him in Vietnam. They got injured. He wanted Roger to just take him out, and Roger couldn't do it. So he's out, and he swore and is now out for revenge. All of this is apparently his doing. A comical fight ensues, where Roger eventually tells him he's not afraid of him anymore. And that apparently makes our zombie soldier lose his nerve, and he just stops doing anything. And that gives Roger the opportunity to take a grenade and explodiate him. Then Sandy shows up, alive and well, and happy family reunion. But what? That was fun. It's definitely a horror comedy. House not only brings the scares, but it brings them in a comical way. William Katt takes the opportunity to overact and really shine. His flashbacks to Vietnam bring a bit of comedy as well, but it also stays true to the trauma and PTSD nature of it as well. A major theme, not only in this, but in movies during the time, war was being presented as not this glorious event, but as something traumatic and scarring. When Roger's fans are disappointed about his next book being about his time in the war, it reflects people's attitudes at the time towards it. Nowadays, the horrors of war are just as gripping to read as a fictional story. George Wendt plays the nosy neighbor perfectly, and his scenes are just definitely a highlight. The special effects are both fantastic and comical. Some of the monsters look legit scary, while others look like something out of the Garbage Pail Kids. Then there's the zombie, which turns out was not a guy in a costume, but a giant 18-foot tall puppet that was controlled by 15 people. I absolutely love practical effects and puppetry. I really do. It's not a completely lost art, because we do still see practical effects and puppetry today, but CGI has really ruined it. To me, practical effects and puppetry and stop motion a lot of the time looks better than CGI, and I wish more would take advantage of it. House is a ridiculous movie that's really not that good, but in its ridiculousness, there is so much fun to be had. This is one of those movies that's so dumb, it's just legitimately fun. I give House a C+. Thank you for watching Fatman Inc. Horror. Leave a like if you enjoyed and a comment to discuss your thoughts. Make sure to subscribe to see more reviews of horror movies new and old. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.